facing a potential 20 years in prison for a brutal, pack-style assault that left a victim on a ventilator. Jamiel Petrie pleads for a bond reduction. In this tense hearing, the judge must weigh a serious second-degree felony charge, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, against the defendant's claims of turning his life around. But the case takes a bizarre turn when confusion erupts over a second, possibly related indictment and the true identity of the accused. With the victim's life hanging in the balance, watch as the judge dissects the shocking details of the alleged crime and decides if a $250,000 bond is justified. This is a raw look inside a high-stakes legal battle where freedom and a future are on the line.
On Mr. Petrie, it's a bond hearing, huh?
Right.
Motion to reduce the bond. What's it?
$250,000.
Okay, we call 23 CR 1654, the state of Texas versus Jamiel Petrie. You're Mr. Petrie?
Yes, sir.
Present with your attorney, Mr. Jackson, and the state's attorney. You understand fully, sir, here you've been indicted on, just recently, in the last week or so, for the second-degree felony of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And if convicted, you face no less than 2 nor more than 20 years confinement in prison, and a fine up to $10,000 can be assessed. It's a serious second-degree felony with the use of a firearm. So those are serious matters. Do you understand what you're charged with and the punishment range applicable? Right now, the bond currently is set at $250,000. There's a motion to reduce the bond that's just been filed. And of course, as in all bond cases, we look right at Article 17.15 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. The nature of the offense and circumstances under which it is committed are to be considered. So let me look at this. Probable cause affidavit real quick. You live in Beaumont? Are you still on Magnolia Street?
No, sir.
You don't live there? Where do you live?
I live in Orange, Texas, 110 Strickland.
Now, Judge, that was his address prior to the offense. If released, he will be living in Beaumont with his parents.
Yes, sir.
Where's that?
At 0 Point.
Sir?
At 0 Point.
Do you know I don't believe he knows the address, Your Honor, but it's a 0 Point Apartments in Park.
That's not 2153 Magnolia?
No, sir.
Okay. On the 110, going back on Orange, what was the street? 110 what?
110 Strickland.
But you intend to live with your parents?
Yes, sir.
And do you even know the street name?
No, sir.
Somebody's waving over there.
That is his mother.
Well, maybe we need the
We will call. I
address.
do plan on calling her, Judge.
And Your Honor, just to be clear, the defendant also has another case from June 2nd, engaging in organized criminal activity from June 4th, 2022, that was just indicted.
I don't have that.
When was indicted?
When was it done? On 10/11 as well? Did you know that?
Yes, sir. We are aware of that. He was released on accusation on that, and he was not aware that there was a warrant issued in that case. But I believe the underlying offense there was related to car thefts, nothing violent.
An automobile is the second most expensive item most people ever own.
Understood, Your Honor.
I call that serious.
It was indicted on July 27th, Your Honor.
What's the cost number?
Yeah. What's it cost them?
It is 22-40280.
Kevin, did you know about this case coming up?
Jamiel Petrie.
Uh-huh.
Yes, there's been some confusion between the different cases, and I did an email yesterday to both Mr. Ham and to Ellie showing what my understanding is. I think like in the jail on the jail screen, for example, it shows that Jamiel is incarcerated under an indictment number that's actually Jamal. It's already confused there.
Well, it all needs to get fixed.
I don't know how to fix their.
For the sake of clarity, is the engaging in organized criminal activity, are we sure that that's Jamiel and not Jamiel Petrie? Because that is.
It should be
It's
Jamal.
What it says in.
I'm looking at Odyssey, it says Jamaal.
Okay.
That's Jamal.
That's Jamal.
What's the date of birth?
They birth 7/7/04.
That's yours.
Yes, sir.
Same date of birth.
But I did receive notice, that was a point on Jamal, but it's listed under
It-
Jamiel in the screen.
Okay. Can you get the probable cause affidavit on that one, please?
I'm gonna push the indictment on the local file today.
Okay.
But it shows on the bill screen. Yeah. on the-
It's showing 2153 Magnolia Street, the same address as this indictment as well.
They live together in Orange. Did y'all live together on Magnolia Street?
Yes, sir.
So.
Brothers, your brothers.
Yes.
You're not twin brothers.
No, sir.
Okay.
I don't know that it creates a conflict for me necessarily, but on June 5th of 22, I was appointed to represent Jamiel on an evading arrest, which I don't know whether it was refused by the DA's office or not. I've never gotten anything else since then. And I believe I'm appointed to represent Jamal on the engaging. But in the jail screen, it lists that indictment number as Jamiel.
The invading was refused.
It was refused, that's fine. But at some point I was the court appointed attorney for Jamiel.
Okay. It's 2240-280 is Jamaal Petrie. Date of birth 7704-2153 Magnolia Street. In the probable cause affidavit, it says Jamiel, Jamaal Petrie, 7704 2153 Magnolia. I mean, that's what they're showing. Trying to figure out engaging in organized criminal activity case. And that was committing the offenses of unauthorized use of a vehicle and burglary of motor vehicles and evading arrest or detention. And this is consisting of the defendant and Victor Green, John Fouts, and Nicholas Boutte. Those guys. This one, the aggravated assault, the probable cause affidavit says on Sunday, earlier this month, October 1st at 3:27 in the morning, when most people ought to be in bed, unless they're working. Officers located a victim suffering from injuries from being assaulted by several individuals with weapons. The victim is rushed to a hospital, listed in critical condition, and placed on a ventilator. Do you know what the status of that person is? Detectives reviewed video footage and discovered the victim was struck numerous times in the face and head with fists, feet, and guns. Through the investigation and examination of the video footage, the identities of the suspects were revealed and confirmed by Beaumont Police, who has dealt with them in the past. James Petrie, Jamiel Petrie, Jameel, DOB 7704, was identified in the video wearing a black and gray hoodie and a green backpack. The defendant is seen striking the victim and participating in the assault along with several other subjects.
And Your Honor, he was also identified by Officer Visser as carrying a handgun as well in the video from the Shell station.
Well, my understanding is there's no allegation.
Hold on. We're talking about, let's don't mix these two cases. You're talking about what I'm just talking, what I'm just reviewing, the probable cause affidavit in 23 CR 1654.
Yes, Your Honor.
So then the question is, who's this Petrie in 2240-280?
I have to look at that, Your Honor, and get that sorted out. They have the date of birth as Jamiel Petrie on the indictment. They have the name Jamiel Petrie on the indictment. So we'll
And the
have
address for both.
right, and the address for both of them.
And so I currently have that cause number you just said as an open file in my office.
Well, no, but what do you know about? Have you talked to the defendant?
No, I don't believe so.
Well, we got a problem
I
here.
don't have the file with me. I can't tell you what I've done. I don't have it memorized.
What's a bond on this 40280?
It was 15,000 on the engaging in organized criminal activity.
And the jail screen does show that it is Jamiel.
That Jamiel is being held on the indictment that lists Jamal as the defendant. That's what it shows on the jail screen.
Mr. Petrie, will you state your name for the record?
Jamiel Petrie.
I'm sorry.
Raise your right hand.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You solemnly swear or affirm any statements you make today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
Lower your hand. Go ahead.
Now state your name for the record.
Jamiel Petrie,
Okay, prior to your arrest on October 4th, where were you living?
Orange, Texas.
And who were you living with at that time?
My brother and his girlfriend.
Okay. And do you understand that if you were to be able to make bond, it's very likely the judge would require that you have no contact with your co-defendants, and that would include your brother?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you understand that living with your brother would be out.
Yes, sir.
So where would you be living if you were to be released on bond?
I'll be living with my dad and my mom in the zip code.
And what are your parents' names?
Jamal Petrie Sr. and Jamie Horace.
Okay. And you've already spoken with them about this arrangement?
Yes, sir.
And why do you want to live with your parents at this point?
It's just home. I got siblings. I feel like I'm nice a good environment. No.
Got it. So you understand that you've made some bad decisions in the environment that you have been living in.
Yes, sir.
What are those bad decisions?
Just hanging around wrong crowd.
Which I'd rather not have them admit to any of the officers.
You brought it up. You're opening the door. I mean, or needs clarification.
Well, he's answered the question. The judge is hanging with the.
Sir, I'm going to make a bond decision. If you want to restrict what I'm going to inquire, it states pretty global here when we open the door on bond hearing. Nature of the offense and the circumstances under which it was committed are to be considered, not maybe, are to be considered. And the other bail factors under the court decisions, work record, family ties, ties to the community, length of residency, prior criminal record, whether the defendant has previously complied with bond conditions, outstanding bonds, any aggravating factors of the charged offense are to be considered. But you go into them and we're going to elaborate so that I can make a fair consideration. Or if he doesn't want to speak, that's okay. But I can only make a consideration on what I know.
Yes, sir.
Understood, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Were you born and raised in the Beaumont area?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you own a car?
No, sir.
Do you have any assets that you own that you could sell to help you make a bond? Do you own a valuable TV, a gaming system?
Yes, sir.
What kind of gaming system do you own?
PlayStation.
PlayStation 4 or 5? About how much do you think that's worth?
I honestly don't know. It depends if I sell it like to a pawn shop or
Just an estimate.
probably like 250, 300.
Okay, would you be willing to sell that to make a bond?
Yes, sir.
Do you own anything else? Any other assets? TV? Okay. So if you don't own a car, how do you plan to make it back and forth to your court dates to check in with pretrial services?
My parents.
Okay. And so you've already spoken with your parents about arranging transportation?
Yes, sir.
Before your arrest, what type of work were you doing?
I was being trained for like hands-on stuff.
What'd you say?
My uncle was I was being like trained for like hands-on stuff. My uncle,
Training for hands-on.
yeah, electronic work. My uncle's taking me on a trip. But the electronic work,
So your uncle works as an electrician
yes, sir.
and he was training you to work with him.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And did y'all have any projects coming up?
Yes, sir. In Louisiana,
Okay. And how long was that project supposed to last?
a month.
Okay. Do you have any employment lined up for when you're released?
Yes, sir.
Where?
Whataburger
Which Whataburger?
on dollar.
Okay. What's the highest level of education that you've attained?
I have my high school diploma,
From which school?
Westbrook High School,
Okay. And what year did you graduate?
2022.
So it's fair to say that there's plenty of opportunity out there for you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's talk about your criminal record. Were you ever arrested as a juvenile?
Yes, sir.
For what?
This is for a motivated vehicle.
Unauthorized use of a motor vehicle?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Were there any guns involved in that offense?
No, sir.
Any type of violence?
No, sir.
What were you sentenced to on that?
I sat in there for probably like a week and a half, and they gave me 6 months probation.
Okay. Did you successfully complete that probation?
Yes, sir.
Did you, while you were on bond for that offense, did you ever fail to appear?
No, sir.
Did you ever fail any drug tests during that period?
No.
Yeah, Judge, I have some questions about the organized criminal activity, but with the confusion, I'm just gonna skip over that. Do you have any other arrests?
No, sir.
Do you have any criminal convictions at this point?
No, sir.
To the best of your knowledge, do you have any other criminal charges pending?
No, sir.
As far as this aggravated assault is concerned, there's no allegation, to the best of your knowledge, there's no allegation that you struck the complaining witness with a gun, is there?
No, sir.
Do you understand that as a condition of your bond, you would not be allowed to own or possess a firearm?
Yes, sir.
Are you married?
No, sir.
Do you have a girlfriend?
Yes, sir.
What's her name?
Ava McKnight,
And how long have y'all been together?
4 years.
Wow. Okay. Do y'all have any children together?
One on the way,
Okay. When are y'all expecting a child?
November 12th.
If you were able to make bond, the judge is probably going to place several restrictions on you. If the judge were to require you to get a GPS monitor, would you be able to afford that?
Yes, sir.
Would you be able to comply with a curfew if the judge were to require that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What about weekly check-ins with pretrial services?
Yes, sir.
Would you be able to pass weekly urinalysis?
Yes, sir.
We talked about this, but would you be able to comply with the restriction that you not have contact with any of your co-defendants?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Before I pass you to the state, is there anything you'd like to say to the judge?
Yes, sir. I know looks like a bad situation, but this is not what I want to portray myself to be. And if you do give me a chance to get my bond reduction and knock it out, I could probably anything, everything, ask me to do. No more charges or anything. That's it.
Pass the range.
I have no questions, Your Honor.
Nothing? Okay. What else?
Judge, I'd like to call Jamiel's mother, Jamiel Petrie, to the stand briefly.
Okay. Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm any statement you make today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth for this hearing. So help you God.
I do.
No, you're not.
Your name, Jay.
Okay. Ms. Petrie, what is your relationship to Jamiel? Okay. And is this your biological son? Okay. And how long have you been in his life? Okay. And how would you describe Jamiel? Is he a good kid?
He is actually.
Date of birth.
He's very
You say.
Okay.
very smart.
Are you aware of the charges against Jamiel? And despite that, are you willing to allow him to live with you should he be released on bond?
Yes.
Where do you live?
6355 Shin Lane, Beaumont, Texas, 77770.
Okay. And is that an apartment or a house?
Apartment 2208.
Okay. And who lives in that household?
Me, I'm not saying.
Go back.
How about you?
Mhm.
My oldest son, my baby's boy, Jamiel. Well, it's confusing.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Can you clarify the pronunciation?
His oldest, he's there. My youngest was Jamiel.
Didn't show him.
Okay. Okay. So you
My
do,
baby girl out.
got it. You do understand that if Jamiel is released from custody, it would likely be a condition of his bond that he had no contact with his brother. Are you prepared to enforce that restriction? Okay. And so you understand that you would, if Jamiel was in your household, the mall would not be allowed to come and live there as well. Okay. Jamiel testified that he doesn't own a car. There's likely to be a number of court appearances and check-ins with pretrial services. Are you prepared to help him get to and from those court appearances? Do you work, Ms. Petrie? Where do you work? And how long have you been in that line of work? Okay. And what about your husband? Does he work? Okay. And how long has he been in that line of work?
We just started. He too is an electrician, but right now the work is slow.
Yeah.
It's taking among roads. So right now he's a DJ.
But it's fair to say that your husband keeps
Right.
gainful employment. Is it fair to say that you and your husband are law-abiding citizens?
Yes.
Okay. And this is a tough one, but if it comes to your attention that if Jamiel is released on bond, and it comes to your attention that he is not complying with his bond conditions, not doing what he's supposed to do, would you be willing to call the court and report it?
Yes.
No further questions, Your Honor.
No question.
Okay, he doesn't live with you?
Not at this moment, but when he gets out,
No, I'm talking about when he's not in jail. Was he living with you?
he's living in Orange with my other son and his girlfriend.
That is all. Thank you. Next,
No other witnesses, Your Honor. Just argument.
criminal activity case, the other case, and it's showing date of birth 7704. And they're showing Jamiel, Jamaal Petrie, not Ameel. Except for the misspelled name, everything else matches up with the defendant's information on this case. So, if anybody needs copies of this, that's, no, I don't know how much information I can use from that in making this decision. Do you know for sure this is the state saying this memo is the same Petrie that's on the organized crime case?
No, we'll get that figured out today, Your Honor. I'll look through it and try
Well,
to
it
make
has a
sure
lot
we
to
can
do
get
with
that.
what the court does,
Yes, sir.
because
Judge, he's booked in the boat under Jamiel Petrie in the jail. He's booked in for the engaging in organized criminal activity and the aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Also his, the mug shots that they have are the same on both cases, as far as it's the same person. So I don't know if that's not at all. But that's what we have. You know,
And I think there may have been some confusion with the AKAs.
Oh, there's some
Each
confusion.
of them has the AKAs on there with.
when was he booked in on 22-40280?
That was on October the 5th, 4th, I believe.
same day, Judge.
The same day he was arrested on the second case?
The same jail ID number on both cases as well.
So the indictment is handed down on July 27th, 2022, and he was just a fugitive
Correct.
until
Until he was arrested.
he's arrested
Correct.
on October 1st of the following year, 15 months later.
Yes, sir.
That's the way the bookend is.
So I'm thinking that in like that the indictment that is indicting Jamiel, who I'm supposed to be representing, is probably an incorrectly worded indictment as far as who the defendant is.
All
Maybe
other
need to be
information
dismissed
shows
nonetheless.
all other information points to this defendant as being the one who is purported to
Yes,
have
sir.
been charged with that. So how they got his brother's name, nobody can tell me.
It would seem that if it is incorrect, then it would need to be just a dismissed indictment and then a re-indictment with the correct name. That's what I'm suggesting, which would mean it wouldn't be pending.
No, that's not true. No, you can be indicted under a name and be the different person. We don't know. I mean, how that happened. It could be, but it's the caption. Now, the body of it seems to say the same as well. If there are two different people that we can identify two different people with those two different names associated somehow with this matter as brothers, then it's probably the wiser thing to go back into the grand jury and fix that first case if it needs to be fixed.
Yes, sir.
But y'all are the ones that are going to be the burden of proving that's who that is. But on this case, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to reduce the bond to $125,000. But a couple of things. If you make that bond, you will be on home confinement. You will have a GPS device. You can go nowhere except to school, if you're going to school, to work, and to get food and to medical attention in the most direct route possible. This is a disturbing case where it's represented the way the probable cause affidavit is. You and others acted as a pack of wolves and attacked somebody. 3 or 4 of you attacked one person and beat them almost to death. That's what it's alleged. That's disturbing, to say the least. And the way that is written, the court can take that into consideration in its bond. It's a high bond because that is not humane. And the other question I have is, why aren't you in bed getting ready for school or work or something else at 3 a.m, except other than what the grand jury says, you're out with a bunch of pack of wolves beating up people to almost their death? That's the rhetorical question. You don't have to answer that. But you're talking today to me about how wonderful, how your great ideas are. But this allegation is completely different from what you're being portrayed. Now, presumption of innocence is there. I believe in it. I wrote the article. So I believe in the presumption of innocence, but the probable cause affidavit identifies you as doing this. So this is a very serious matter, and I don't even know what the status of the victim is. I mean, he was on the brink of death, according to the way I read this.
When I spoke with Mr. Ham about it on Friday, he had not received an update on that.
Well, it's not good. And if we're going to have to deal with this other one, that bond is going to be revisited if that's you on this other bond. It's not $15,000. I can change the bond at any time for good reason. And based upon this additional matter, which would have been, if it's you, this would have been a charge of an act committed after the first one, which is not good, which shows a propensity here to be charged with criminal behavior, which is in that is an organized group, an organized criminal activity, which means you've got groups of people which do more damage. So it's bad if that's you. And the bond will be raised if we get confirmation that's who it is. Okay, just to let you know. And until I can get that confirmation, the bond is, he has no bond on that first one until I can figure it out.
The 224028.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just not clear on that. And I'm with the state.
Yes, sir.
I stand by a decision. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Please, as soon as possible.
Yes, sir.
Because this Constitution's at issue.
Yes, sir.
Anything else on this?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
That is all. Yes, sir.